Bill Gates is not only known for being the co-founder of Microsoft and a business magnate, but he's also known as a brilliant investor as he and his fund manager Michael Larson successfully went through the dot-com bubble and the 2008 recession. Now, they are preparing for what will become one of the worst recessions of all time as they continuously sell their stocks. What's good, you guys? This is Market Thrive, and today we're going to talk about the reason why Bill Gates is selling his stocks and the actions he's been doing to prepare for it. Before I start the video, I would just like you to do me a favor by just hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification down below to keep you updated on this channel. So without further ado, let's hop into it. It goes without saying that the economy is struggling. The US economy is dealing with a historically low consumer morale, escalating inflation, the war in Russia and Ukraine, low consumer saving rates, and record high debt levels. In 2021, the government will inject the economy with trillions of dollars. The exact opposite of that will occur in 2022. Gates is particularly concerned about the artificial trap that the Fed set for themselves given the government's withdrawal of trillions of dollars from the economy. A two-edged sword is currently striking the economy. Accelerating inflation and the enormous amount of public debt are two sides of the same coin. Now, the government must decide between destroying the US dollar and risking bursting the debt bubble by crashing the economy. The Fed has chosen to pursue its second option, slowing the economy at the potential cost of an epic meltdown. The Federal Reserve just increased interest rates by 75 basis points, the most since 1994. This boost significantly slows inflation, but it comes with a high risk. First of all, borrowing will become much more expensive for company investments and mortgages as a result of sharp rate increases. The 30-year fixed-rate mortgage rates just experienced their biggest weekly spike in 35 years. The current debt bubble could burst and the economy could enter a recession or depression if these higher interest rates cause the economy to grow too slowly. Recessions and an increase in oil prices are closely associated. Periods when the US economy was in a recession are indicated by the gray regions in this graph. You can see how a recession invariably follows a Brent crude oil price increase to $100 per barrel. At over $120 per barrel right now, Brent crude oil is a warning indicator of an impending recession. A recession nearly usually occurs after oil prices surpass $100 because rising oil prices are a tax on consumers. The consumer loses money as a direct result of high gas costs. This significantly lowers consumer sentiment in addition to giving them less money to spend. According to the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index, consumer confidence is currently at its lowest level since the 2008 financial crisis. The debt levels regularly reach peaks and troughs in a cyclical pattern as the economy operates in cycles. Gates and Larson are aware that 2021 was a time of great speculative activity. A significant economic slowdown is expected, but the exact opposite is also on the way. Gates and Larson have been employing a number of hedging techniques in anticipation of a collapse in the US stock market. Stock shorting is one of these techniques. Short positions do not need to be declared to the public as long positions must. With the recent plan, the SEC is attempting to rectify this. But until it is approved, we are unsure of which stocks Gates is actually shorting. The fact that Elon himself verified it allows us to know that Gates has a short position in Tesla shares. Musk contends that Gates' Tesla short position undermines his claim to be a fervent advocate for green technology. Musk tweeted, quote, "Since Gates still has a multi-billion-dollar short position against Tesla while claiming to help with global warming, I guess I have some trust issues with him too," end quote. Gates' Tesla short bet has already cost him over $1 billion. But it is obvious that he has not yet closed out this position. Elon revealed that the amount was originally $500 million, but since Tesla's value increased significantly, it is now $1.5 to $2 billion to finish the deal. Late messages indicate that Gates and Musk plan to meet to discuss philanthropy, but the Gates-Tesla short position prevented the meeting from taking place. Although Tesla stock saw a significant price increase in 2021, the emergence of NFTs was the pinnacle of the bubble. NFTs such as the Bored Ape Yacht Club experienced hundreds of percent gains followed by a more than 80% decline in just 2 months. However, there is no justification for ape images to be traded for hundreds of thousands of dollars despite the Ethereum platform's long-term promise. Recently, Gates attacked the Bored Ape Yacht Club for its lack of usefulness. Compared to its pre-pandemic high in June, the S&P 500 is still more than 15% higher. Gates doesn't see a reason why that should be the case. Prior to the epidemic, the economy was significantly stronger. Both the supply and consumer sides of the economy were booming. Customers and suppliers are both negatively impacted by the pandemic. Economic activity cannot simply be increased to pre-pandemic levels through money printing. The effects of the epidemic on the economy are still being felt today. Gates said in an interview, quote, "The behavior of people in terms of wanting to travel or go to events or even go to a restaurant, it's been utterly changed by the concerns about this disease. And so until we can say to people that we're tracking this thing so well, that actually going out to your job, to a car factory, to a construction site, that those are safe enough that we feel confident you can do those things. Until we get there, which we're absolutely not, no one should think that the government can wave a wand and all of a sudden the economy is anything like it was before this happened." End quote. Gates doesn't think the pandemic is gone, and he also thinks the economic environment is precarious. Gates warned the Financial Times that there is still a chance that this pandemic might evolve into a version that is considerably more deadly and contagious. It's not likely, he continued, to further his explanation. It's much above a 5% risk in the pandemic. Though I don't want to be a downer, the worst of it hasn't yet happened. As a result, we not only have high inflation and obligations, but also a pandemic that may worsen. Together, these elements raise the possibility of a terrifying economic and social disaster in the US. Although Gates claimed to specialize in investing in productive enterprises, in reality, he has been selling his holdings. He sold millions of shares in numerous companies, according to the first quarter of 2022's most recent quarterly disclosure. This includes shares of Berkshire Hathaway worth more than $1.3 billion, Caterpillar for more than $500 million, and a huge selection of other stocks. We need to delve into Michael Larson's plan in order to comprehend why Gates is selling his investments. In the world of investing, the risk-adjusted return is referred to as the alpha, and he is perfectly aware of how to optimize it. Gates' net worth decreased very little according to individuals close to him. Even though the market plummeted severely during the 2008 recession, Larson's investing strategy is similar to Buffett's, despite the fact that it has remained a secret according to public documents. When we examine at the investments in Gates' portfolio, we can observe that the majority of the businesses are not significantly impacted by changes in the economy. One example of this is Gates' $3 billion investment in waste management stock. The fact that the stock market is down 50% won't deter people from dumping their trash. Diversifying into other asset classes is another element of Larson's plan. Due to his strong alpha and diversification strategies, Gates is the greatest U.S. private land owner. From 1991 through 2018, there was not a single year where the return on farmland was less than over 11%. This is due to the fact that individuals would continue to eat throughout a recession. Due to its large yields and minimal to no risk, farmland is able to have a high alpha. In addition, Larson is renowned for his investments in unconventional assets like private equity, which entails the acquisition of private businesses. Similar to farmland, the private equity market is not open to individual investors like you and me. However, for Gates, private equity is an excellent method to diversify his portfolio and further hedging his holdings. So, do you guys think Bill Gates is right to sell his stocks? Would you follow his footsteps? Feel free to jot down your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. And if you want to stay updated on our posts, hit that subscribe button as well. Once again, this is Market Thrive, signing off.